Bigfoot Club. Bigfoot Club for life. Too sweet. Bigfoot Club for life.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bigfoot Club. Robert Jesse Dominguez, Ash Tucker, Steven Robert Dominguez. Believe in us. Believe in Bigfoot Club, because we are too.
This is Lauren Smith with Nightcaller's Bigfoot Radio, and you are listening to Bigfoot Club Podcast.
I just wanted to mention, if you're listening to Bigfoot Club on any of these platforms, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Stitcher, Google Play, Alexa, YouTube, Listen Notes, or Deezer, please give us a comment, a like, a subscription, give us a follow, and we would greatly appreciate it. Also, please like and follow us on Bigfoot Club Facebook page. We're at Bigfoot Club, the number 1. We're also on Twitter. Our handle is at Bigfoot Club, the number 1. Also, check us out on Instagram. We're at Bigfoot Club, the number 1. If you have any Bigfoot, paranormal, or just strange stories, please email us at bigfootclub, the number 1, at gmail.com. Please check out Matt Knapp's YouTube channel, Bigfoot Crossroads and Cryptid Tales. Also, give a listen to Nightcaller's Bigfoot Radio with Lauren Smith. Bigfoot Club Season 2, Episode 41. We're going to be talking to Tim Clay about the Star Wars universe and everything Mandalorian. So I hope you enjoy it. Hey everybody, Robert Jesse Dominguez, Bigfoot Club Season 2. How's everybody doing? I got Steven and Ash in studio today, actually.
Yeah. Ash, you're finally here at the studio.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding.
Where have I been? It's all been an illusion this whole time.
Mm-hmm. No, I brought the boys over. The boys, Ricardo should be sleeping. He should, but he's not.
Yeah.
No, at least he's being quiet. He's not into shit.
As long as he's being quiet. And not talking to your other roommate.
Yeah. Well,
that would bother me a little bit, but you know.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
We have on the phone Tim Clay. Tim, say hello.
Hello, everybody. Doing that character from The Simpsons.
That's what I thought.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
We got Tim on for the second time. Earlier, Tim, before you came on, we were putting the boys down, and I had my room door cracked, and Steven was walking down the hallway, and you say what you saw.
I just brought in a little bit of groceries for tomorrow for Robert, and I was handing him stuff, and you were facing me getting the stuff, and then I just happened to look down the hallway and saw something like a shadow just dash from where the boys are sleeping to the like you can see your bathroom light like fade out.
Yeah.
And I was like, was that Ricardo or that's Sebastian? I'm really hoping that was one of them. And as soon as I went back there, they were both in bed, and I was like, oh crap. Okay, all right, well.
Well, we've had some. I don't know if I've told you, Tim, but we've had some stuff happen here at the duplex recently. So.
Yeah, I was suggesting that you ought to randomly, especially in those sort of situations, start taking a few pictures and just see.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Just to start randomly just shoot photos and see what pops up.
You know, and I was telling you that I've had this weird thing the last maybe 4 or 5 months, and I blamed it on just my glasses. You know, just kind of catching something out of the corner of my eye, just assuming that it's some sort of movement, like say outside of the window, a light reflection catches on the corner of my glasses, and it always makes my head turn. You know, and then now I'm kind of wondering every now and then, maybe I ought to just start randomly taking a few pictures when that happens too, because what if I'm wrong there.
Yeah. I just took a picture of the hallway too without really looking, so we'll see. We'll see. The crazy thing is, you know how toddlers are. They just say yes or no for everything. So when I went back there, I asked Ricardo, "Did you see anything?" He goes, "Yes." And I was like, that's not what I wanted to hear. But Sebastian was like, "I didn't see anything."
Yeah.
So, but he was facing the other way, so I don't know. I don't know.
Today we're gonna do a little bit different stuff. We're gonna. I know we talked last night. We recorded on Saturday, and we talked to Tim and Ken the Marvelous Marvel last night on a Friday night. So let's just go off that conversation.
We talked to Mike Hall first.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Mike Hall, and then we ended that episode and we're like, "Hey, Tim is calling with Ken. Oh, we just gotta keep going."
Yeah. So
it's just a bonus.
We end up recording it last night. I don't know when I'm going to post that one, but
well, I can't imagine only about 1% of that's even like broadcastable.
Yeah.
Have you actually listened to the words coming out of my mouth though? Sometimes though.
Yeah.
There's sometimes I'm like, man, I was on it.
Yeah, Kenny was pretty over a little bit. So he's called me a couple times like that. I know he's called you too, Tim, like that, right?
Well, actually, it's pretty rare because usually I'm talking to him much earlier in the day.
Yeah,
and it's like late morning, early afternoon. It's pretty rare that he just calls me up at night.
He's called me before. He's called me before drunk and not drunk, but intoxicated. So one sounds better. One sounds better together. I don't know, but anyway,
they're equal. Just one kind of alludes to something else.
He was pretty wasted last night.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
he's got to talk about the famous Tim. There's something outside.
I got about half of those words too because he was laughing so hard
at
himself.
There was he's talking about Lamar Point, and there's a property that we go stay at, and the lady that owns the property, she's got like a little bitty cabin in the back, way back her property, and it's like a little bitty shed, or it's like a little bitty like house. It's got like one room, right, right, Tim? It's like enough. It's enough to like have 4 people lay on the floor, and that's about it. Mm-hmm. So 4
bubba limit.
Yeah.
And so I'm assuming, Tim was sleeping on the floor by the wall or by the door.
I think.
Actually, I always have a cot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well then.
Yeah. I can't remember if I was there or not, Tim. But I've heard the story so many times. I feel like I was there.
I want to say that it was like me and you, Ken, and Buddy.
Yeah.
And we were all, like I said, the 4 bubbas taking up all the floor.
Yeah.
And I was on my cot, but yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, it was. It's just safe to say, like I admit this all the time. I'm a heavy snorer. I snore really loud, and I know Boudreaux snores even louder than I do. So
saw some logs.
And so I think we were staying the night at this lady's property in Paris, and I think Kenny got up in the middle of the night, and I think he overheard either me or I'm going to say I'm going to blame Boudreaux.
Maybe it was just a collaboration. A collaboration of all.
And he was snoring, and I think Kenny thought that there was like a Bigfoot outside growling or something, and he was like waking up Tim, because I don't recall any of this because I think I was out.
Actually, the thing that kind of makes sense is he may have already passed out, and then the rest of us, or a couple of us, came in. I set my cot up later because I was in front, up against the wall or next to the door, and I don't think he realized. It was either he woke up and was disoriented and didn't realize he was at the door of the cabin, or he thought he was at the door and he was at a different part. I can't remember. It's been a long time, but he was standing right over me. I mean, his shins were probably like a half inch from me. If he just took, just a tiny step forward, he would have bumped into me and then probably woke up and realized what was going on. but he didn't realize that I was there, and he kept hearing probably me snoring or making some sort of sleep sound, and had his hands on the wall trying to figure out where he was, going, "Oh my God, they're right outside the walls." Not realizing I was right below him.
Yeah. There was and I'll say this really quick. There was another incident. I think we went to Bragg Road to go talk to Rob Riggs. I don't know if you were a part of this, Tim.
No, I never made it down there.
So it was a bunch of us. It was me, Kenny. I think it was. I know Boudros was there. Geno's family, Geno's entire family. Craig was there, and I want to say Robert Nix was there too, or maybe I can't think. But anyway, we were all staying in this hotel room. So we're trying to save money. So we got like 2 double beds, and some of us slept on the floor. And the only spot for me to sleep was right in the middle of these 2 beds. So I think Craig was sleeping on the bed, and Kenny was sleeping on the bed. So I was sleeping in the middle, and like Kenny was still working for. He's on call constantly, and he got a call in the middle of the night, and so he just jumps out of bed, steps right on my chest.
Oh, yeah.
It's right on my chest, and it startled me, and I jumped up and I went, "Oh!" and Kenny yelled after I yelled. He was, "Ah!" But he was still answering the phone. He didn't break character. He goes, "Hello, it's Ken." Yeah, okay, the server's down.
And what was it that you told him? You told him right before y'all went to bed?
"Don't step on me, Kenny. Don't step on me. I'm right here." And he goes, "Okay, Bob," but he did it anyway. So this kind of reminded me of that. So he stepped on my chest. I jumped up yelling. He yelled. Didn't break character. "Hello, this is Ken."
At least he didn't step on your stomach. That would have been worse.
I don't know. It was pretty funny. So we kind of talked about that last night, like a little bit, but.
Oh yeah, he was laughing at that too.
So. But he was also talking about, I guess recently he made it up to the cabin over in, I'm probably going to butcher this, Kiamichi in Pushmataha County. So he's talking about, he took a family, I think some friends of his up there, right, Timmy? And he was saying something about there were like howls and whistles. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how that transpired. He said the first night, it was just him and Kelly. And then the next night, they had friends over, and then the same thing was happening. And he had already told them what had happened on the first night.
I know it's been a while since I've been up there. I know it's been even longer since you've been up there, Steven. And Ash has never been up there. But
yeah, rub it in.
Jeez.
And the last 6 or 7 times I've been up there, I haven't had anything happen at all. Nothing, no growls, no hoots, nothing, no knocks, nothing.
You didn't come and get me. How many times did I say, "Come and get me"?
Yeah.
When I was in our, you're like,
yeah.
"Oh, yeah, I should," and you didn't.
So, because I know I've been up there to the mountain with you, also, Tim, and I don't recall us having stuff recently since since Kenny's been taking us up there like probably the last 2 or 3 years. So
yeah, that last time, and that was probably a good 6 years ago.
Yeah,
somewhere along in there. Yeah, I don't remember anything happening at that point.
Yeah,
my first trip up there, we had that bit of activity.
Yeah. Yeah, that was some fun stuff, man. It was like they were almost like playing with us a lot. It was because I've heard like coolers being moved, and I know the one time we were there was me and you and Kenny. We got a big rock thrown at us, and there was another time. I think I got up in the middle of the night to use the restroom because this was before he had that outhouse there. And I went outside to go use the restroom, and it was like somebody was going to town on a rock. Like it looked like it was a mile away, but it was like someone was pounding on a rock, and it was like 3 a.m. And I was peeing, and I go, "I hear you!" I yelled real loud, and it stopped for like 4 or 5 seconds, and then continued the rest of the night. So it was kind of weird, but
They're just doing their laundry, Robert.
Yeah.
That's how they do.
I don't know. That's like, it's just like, what could they possibly have been trying to do all night long?
Yeah. It's a Bigfoot blacksmith.
Yep.
Ding. No, well, it's all down here once they get firearms, you know.
Yeah.
It's over for us.
Yep. So, but that was it's interesting talking to Ken the Marvelous Marvel. I got to get both of you guys on together again.
Sober.
Yeah, sober.
He's funny
is that
drunk.
a stipulation now?
No, just from the Marvelous Marv.
Okay, good. Because if not, then I quit.
Well, you know, it's kind of like dealing with Buddy. Buddy runs at 120% pretty much everything that he does.
Yeah.
And you gotta lasso him in and corral him.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. So I heard Tim. I was like, hey. Calm down.
this way.
With two comments that he was doing, I was like, oh God, Kenny.
Okay. Which ones were those, Steven?
Yeah. Kenny was pretty frisky last night.
Yeah, he was.
It happened.
But it's okay because it's Ken the Marvelous Marvel. He can do that.
He can't. Yeah. You should have just played it on words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. But Tim, I hate to put you on the spot, but are you caught up on all the episodes?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Too sweet. Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Now, my main question for each of you is, up to chapter 10 now, what do you think of the series overall, as far as its place in the Star Wars world?
You know what? I haven't watched the last one. I haven't watched. Are you talking
a movie or just in general?
Yeah.
I guess. Well, that they have the 9 Skywalker Saga movies, plus 2 other Star Wars independent movies. Now you have this independent series, but it's all in that same universe, same galactic sort of feel, if you want to put it that way. So how do you feel that this fits in to the big scheme?
I'll go first. I'm always going to be old school, and like the old school ones, 4, 5, and 6. That's always going to be. That was, to me, that's like the Bible to me of the Star Wars series, and the newer ones after that one, the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, and those I like those. I wasn't a big fan of Attack of the Clones, and then this new series.
Go ahead and be honest.
I like the first one, but the last 2, I'm not big fan. I haven't seen the last one.
Yeah,
and so
you didn't like the Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi one, I was so upset because I waited all this time for Luke to fight again, and he doesn't even fight. So I was pretty upset with that one. That's just me. But the independent films, I actually like them. I like the Solo movie. I like the Rogue One.
Yeah, the Solo movie. The Solo movie got jumped on unfairly, but it was all because of The Last Jedi.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it. A lot of people didn't, but I liked it. I mean,
it was a great popcorn flip.
Yeah. And then the Mandalorian right now is like the number one. That's my number one show right now. So,
yeah.
But I'll let you guys answer. However,
well, same thing. 4, 5, and 6 are probably the best. The prequels, Phantom Menace is probably my favorite because of Darth Maul.
Yeah.
And Revenge of the Sith was close second, or actually the second. Attack of the Clones, what's that? I've never heard of that one. I thought there was only 2 prequels. Force Awakens was a pretty good intro. The Last Jedi, I felt like they kind of, it's a different director, so they went a route I wouldn't have took. And I actually saw the last one, and it's good, but I'd just say it's good because it finally just closed the chapter.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I haven't seen the last one either, but the one before that seemed a little disjointed.
Yeah, I felt
Kind of like, I mean, obviously, I think it's better than the third X-Men movie, but that's kind of that's what's just like the first thing that came to mind. That's the reason why that movie failed, is because it changed directors and writers and everything so much, and they did like just kind of cobbled it all together, and here you go. And that's kind of how that one felt to me.
There was a third X-Men? I didn't know that.
X-Men 3? What?
Yeah, but y'all still watch it.
I got this video of the director Ryan Johnson, who did The Last Jedi, and it's an older video of him talking. He was still basically a kid, early 20s, maybe college time, and he makes an interesting statement. He goes, I want to make movies where half the people love it and half the people hate it. And I'm thinking, you succeeded. Yeah. But it's just too bad it happened to be a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I mean, when I watched it, though, I cried like a bitch, because that's Carrie's last movie.
Yeah.
And that part with her, I don't know. It was just like, maybe, because I only watched it one time, so maybe I need to watch it again. Because to me, it wasn't as bad as people. But of course, I feel that way like with a lot of fandoms that have like very passionate fans that I fucking hate them and they ruin everything, and I try not to pay attention to them, and just usually I don't agree, and it's not, they're like blow everything out of proportion.
I don't know. I mean, go ahead, Tim.
You go ahead, and then I'll take it.
I was just going to say that I wish that they would let Jon Favreau, the guy that's directing the Mandalorian, just take over the whole series. Just give him the whole deal.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, him and Filoni both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Taika.
Taika. Oh, I love Taika.
I love him too. He's getting his own movie, isn't he? Star Wars movie. I thought I read that. Or is it
possibly,
something else?
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Buggy.
I think there was those rumors.
Yeah, but I think, man, this series is just. I don't think you can really compare it, because it's just like its own thing. I would compare it more to something like the Conan series or something like. It's just like an epic. Like, well, it has that old like kind of. I mean, of course, it is kind of like meant to be like a Western or whatever, and it has that very 70s type epic movies, where it's just
spaghetti
like
Western.
Yeah, and or just in the fantasy in that era too, because it's kind of in between worlds,
One of the things that I'm really appreciating, and all of you had mentioned pretty much the original series, is, it has that kind of feel. It takes you back to that time. But I'm really digging all the detail that they're putting into it. And they're incorporating newer stuff, newer characters from the newer movies. Like, say, for example, in Chapter 10, the little creature that grabbed the jetpack and was running off.
Yeah.
That was the same creature that showed up in The Force Awakens and was yelling at Rey when she was cleaning off her parts. And then at the bar, as Mando was coming down with all his stuff, there was a creature there that looked real similar to a tall, white, shaggy creature that was in Rogue One. And a lot of these are blink and you'll miss it sort of thing.
Right.
But it's just a little detail.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of that too. That it's a lot of like wink and nod and whatever to the fandom, and I appreciate that too. And it just, it kind of seems appropriate for the settings. It's like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, because it's like after the Empire falls, so everything's just kind of, everyone on these planets or whatever that he's doing is just kind of this piece from this over here and this junk over here and then this person from that thing, and everything's kind of scattered right now.
I was just gonna say that this is like, I know Steven and I have talked about this before in the past, but this is Tim's like secret power. Is that he knew, he was always detailed about stuff. He used to always tell us, like, whenever we did Bigfoot stuff, and he would say, it was an autumn evening. The winds was coming in from the southwest.
Well, let me lay another one down on you.
Oh no.
So let's go back to last week's episode.
Yes.
with all the Tusken Raiders. So when Vance and the Mando, they get back to the Mos Pelgo, and they're telling everybody, okay, you're going to have to work with the Tusken Raiders. And they come to terms with it, and then it shows all the Tuskens riding in. Did you notice how they rode in?
Single file.
To hide their numbers.
Yeah, I sure did.
Okay.
That's what Obi-Wan said in New Hope.
And they had incorporated some of the same sounds, depending on which version of A New Hope you listen to, for the Crate Dragon. Because that's how Obi-Wan introduces himself in A New Hope. You hear the sound, and the Tusken Raider runs off.
There was a part of it there. I think it was Timothy Oliphant's. I can't recall his name on the show, but he was talking about a Scarlet Pit. Did you catch that of the Scarlet Pit? And they said, they never die, and he said, not if you kill it from the inside or something like that.
They're never abandoned.
Yeah.
Oh, they're never abandoned.
So I thought that was kind of neat how they threw that in there. So
there is also the speed bike that he was riding was the same pod from Anakin's Speed Racers.
Well, like I said, it's like everything, like everyone's junk's just like hodgepodge together.
I was like, ha. That looks familiar.
So let me ask you another question. So going back to last week's episode at the very beginning, and for some people of the reviews that I've listened to or people talking about it, there was a certain thing that took him out of it. For me, it didn't, because I had watched the series Rebels, and some similar things would show up in there, so I was already kind of like into it. But when Mando's walking down at the beginning of the episode, and there's all this graffiti on the walls, a lot of people weren't used to that, and so it pulled him out of it.
No, I like that, actually. I remember going, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't it be like that? I mean, their cultures are similar enough to us where they got guns and knights and dragons and shit. Why wouldn't they have graffiti?
Yeah. I kind of like it because it kind of gives you the take that the Empire fell and
right, and that's what I like about this
stuff,
too. It's like it's dirty, it's industrial. It's like not all pretty space, whatever.
Yeah,
that's kind of like how it seems. It's like as it progressed, it's just got dirtier and dirtier and dirtier,
rougher, weathered.
Well, and that was a big thing that Lucas wanted going into the prequels, was he wanted it to look like a different time period.
Right.
Everything is bright and shiny before the dark times.
And
before the Empire.
Before the Empire.
But it was the graffiti was something that the character Sabine Wren and the series Rebels used to do. Did you any of y'all ever watch that series?
No, I know you've got on me about watching that. I never got a chance to.
I think it's on Disney Plus, isn't it?
Yeah, all of it is.
All of it? Yeah, I need to break down and watch it. Yeah. And I need to break down and listen to the audiobooks.
Watch it with the children.
There's some good characters in that series, and one of them is supposed to be in this season.
Nice.
The Sabine character is supposed to be in this season. There was an episode. Go ahead.
It's like, isn't that who Rosario Dawson is supposed to?
No, that's going to be Ahsoka.
Okay,
that's going to be Ahsoka. And
I just remembered she was in it and got excited.
Yeah, and I'm definitely looking forward to her in that. I loved her in the Marvel series stuff, like the Daredevil and all that.
She carried that.
Yeah, she did.
But no, she's going to play a character named Ahsoka, who used to be Anakin's Padawan.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
And at the end of the season, end of the series Rebels, her and this other character, Sabine, were heading off to find another character that had been lost. And that's how that ended. And it was supposed to be right after Return of the Jedi. So them showing up and maybe kind of like at the tail end of this quest to look for this particular person. But, all of us that have watched, all the Clone Wars and Rebels are just super jazzed. Matter of fact, the Sasha Banks character that they show in the trailer, everybody's speculating that that's supposed to be Sabine. And she is a Mandalorian. She was an older teen, like say maybe 17, 18, 19, right along in there. But she was an older teen that had Mandalorian armor.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
And but the history of the Darksaber, she was involved with it because at the end of the last time we saw the Darksaber was she had gotten it from where Maul had hidden it. Because Maul had it at one time. So she had found where he had stashed it. So she got it and took it to the new leader of what was of the Mandalorian group at that time, who was voiced by Katie Sackhoff, who's also supposed to be in this season as that particular character. So when Giancarlo Esposito showed up with the Darksaber at the end of season 1, all our minds just blew up. We're like, what the hell is he doing with it? Yeah, if you go on YouTube and do, like, I think they have some Mandalorian arcs that will kind of carry you through and bring you up to speed on not only what's going on with the Mandalorians, but also I think a little bit with the Darksaber too and its history. Because it was originally created by a Mandalorian like thousands of years earlier.
I know a little bit.
Did you ever read the books, Tim?
Yeah, hit and miss. Back before what they call Legends now, and it used to be the Expanded Universe. Yeah, there was every now and then I would pick up a group and read them. I've I've read some of the pre-Empire stuff, and then some of the post-Empire stuff.
Did you ever read the one with Darth Plagueis?
The Wise? Yes. Yeah, that was an interesting one. I really liked that one.
Huh.
We got some stuff going on here. I don't know why. We just saw
maybe he likes Star Wars too.
Yeah,
maybe
the TV just either cut on or cut off, and Steven just saw another shadow in the room again a while ago. So
it keyed on the fire.
Yeah, and the TV fire stick turned on or turned off by itself.
Yep.
So, with all your paranormal research, did you have any electronic equipment?
Yeah. I mean, I had some.
Or you don't anymore?
I I have a K2 meter, but it's not highly reliable. It's
well, there was
Might be
one time
something.
that was something sitting on our couch.
Yeah. I mean, I have a K2 meter with me right now, but it's like suspect. I don't trust it all the time.
It's sus, as the kids say these days. Right?
Yeah, it's like it could pick up like if a cop was like driving by and it had its radio on, it'll pick that up. So, but it's not 100% reliable.
It makes you wonder.
Yeah.
About them cops, if they drive by and it can pick it up.
Yeah.
That's not good.
But anyway, okay.
Let's keep talking about Star Wars.
Yeah.
But
I do like sci-fi, man. Let's chill.
Yeah.
Watch some Lex with me.
I really liked on the first episode they had Timothy Oliphant and they had like that Deadwood feel.
Yeah.
I really, really loved that, and it was like when I saw him take off the helmet, I said, "Oh my god!" I was like.
Well, the guy that was playing the bartender also played the bartender in Deadwood.
Steven was telling me that before we got on. I said, "Really? I couldn't tell." Like, so.
Really, it just didn't shine through.
I know. But
was he sipping at it or was he cocking it down?
Yeah, we were just waiting on a couple of the curse words to come out and stuff. So, but yeah, it was just wanted your thoughts on the very end of the first episode of season 2. The very end was he's driving away. I want your take on it, Tim. Go.
Well, so I had heard, and I knew the actor was going to show up this season. because he can possibly play two characters.
Mm-hmm.
One was a clone from the Clone Wars TV series, and he worked with Anakin real close, and it was Captain Rex. Now, he's going to look a lot older. They showed him in the Rebels TV series, and he was a lot older, had a big bushy white beard, bald head. Mm-hmm. So when they cut to this character, I'm like, okay, that's definitely Boba Fett. You know, he got out of the Sarlacc pit. That's all cool. Hopefully they don't fall back on the history that people have written about that, because it just got really weird and convoluted. So hopefully they just simplify. If they cover it, hopefully they'll just make it real simple. So now you're compelled, you know, okay, the Mandalorian's got his armor. There's Boba Fett. And remember, this is only 5 years difference between when he fell in
right
up to this point. So it's not like, you know, for us, you know, 40 years. So it's only been a few years. So what's he been doing? What's he got going on? And why is he not pursued? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I have to go back and look. There was a trailer or a little teaser, not really a trailer, but a teaser maybe like 8-9 months ago, where it showed Boba Fett in his armor walking across a dune, hitting a button on his thing, and then the Slave One pops up. But I'm not sure if that was a fan-made thing or an official thing. I got to look. I got to go back and look that up.
Yeah, I got to look it up too, because I think because there's tons of fan-made stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of fan-made, and if it hasn't been like, I hate to say it, but like if it hasn't been pushed like on Facebook, and it's like, oh look, someone would have caught it. Like, oh, this is Boba Fett's teaser. You know, I haven't seen it, but it could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I try to stay away. For the most part, I try and stay away from the fan stuff. So the reason that I watched it, I may have been pulled in that I had a feeling that it was more authentic. But again, I got to just double check that.
Or you could just get a Facebook page. I'm kidding.
What does that have to do with anything, Robert?
He can catch the newest trailer comes out and gets pushed. So.
I remember you threw. I remember when I was talking about pointing out to like you and Ken, hey, look at this movie, Smallfoot. And you're like, we knew about that months ago from Facebook.
Yeah,
very eloquent, Robert.
and then Kenny will tell me what kind of app it is too afterwards.
For shame.
Yeah, but yeah, that was pretty good. I just wanted to get your take on the end of the first episode, season 2. So that was
now to follow up a little bit more. I mean, I'm apprehensive. I'm kind of nervous how they handle it.
Yeah,
but for the most part so far, Favreau's handled this like, a true Star Wars person. Yeah, I'm not even going to say fan. He's a new creator. He's adding new content and new stuff, and he's staying fairly true. He's not. The thing about like the Force Awakens and those ones. Those were people that were making movies that just happened to be Star Wars stuff. They didn't make Star Wars movies. And one of my biggest gripes against J.J. Abrams is he likes shortcuts. Mm-hmm. He doesn't stick with, you can take a little bit of liberty with some things, but then, I keep going back, actually, I'm bouncing around here a little bit. I keep going to, what was the Misery character that Kathy Bates played?
Damn.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So when I was reading the book years ago, one of the only things that really stood out at me was, the character, the male character, he was a writer, and she was a big fan of his books.
James Caan, yeah.
But she got onto him at one point for going beyond what was believable.
Right.
And there was a fine line there. You can push, but only to a point.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my mentality with the Star Wars stuff and Star Trek stuff that Abrams did as well. There was a couple of points where he takes you beyond this point where it's like, that's not believable anymore, even though it's fantasy.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
It does.
It's like like the thing that bothered me was, when you first see the Millennium Falcon, or actually when Han Solo gets the Millennium Falcon and they have to ride on board and then take off from that bigger ship. They went into hyperspace from a sitting position. That I just didn't sit right with me for whatever reason. It just didn't seem right.
Yeah.
And he did some very similar stuff, in Star Trek as well. He just takes these little shortcuts that, maybe cinematically seems kind of funny.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's just like, nah, not really.
I think he thought he was writing Fringe still, so.
Oh yeah, if it comes to creatures, he likes to have those aliens with, the spiders and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Spider legs and stuff.
And speaking of spiders, with this last episode,
yep,
those spiders that were in that,
wicked as shit.
Yeah.
So with the revival of Star Wars, especially like say with Rebels, I saw it a lot in there. They've gone back to Ralph McQuarrie's original artwork and have incorporated a lot of his early designs, things that didn't get used, and they're using them now.
Nice.
That's nice.
So these spiders were originally in the Dagobah artwork.
Mm.
And Luke was, I think, supposed to have a fight with one or something like that. There was some artwork to kind of back it up. I don't know if he was supposed to fight one or not, but they were supposed to be on Dagobah with his, and then them there with his training.
And then now they're using it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, I've seen a couple of, a small handful of other things that have shown up, and it's really cool to see that, they're being able to utilize, a lot of this great stuff.
Yeah, that was,
if you have arachnophobia, it's not a really episode,
Yeah.
good episode to watch.
Yeah, if you like spiders and eating deviled eggs.
Yeah. Which by far, like I said this to Robert and Nash, Baby Yoda was a little shit in that episode.
Oh my god!
He was,
but it was accurate for like a toddler.
For a toddler to cause that.
What I loved about that one, the one scene where he walks up to the jar and you can see the camera from inside the jar and you see his face wide.
Yeah,
and he's like so happy to see the eggs.
He's like, oh, finally.
If you go back and look, you can actually tell that they mashed his face up to it. Because part of his little nose or lip went flat. Because he's
flat,
just hugging it.
So,
but yeah, I tell you, I got the first time I watched it, I was feeling pretty stressed. Like, why aren't they watching this kid?
Yeah.
Why ain't they counting the eggs?
And there was like a time where a good amount of time for the Mandalorian to stop him from eating the first egg that he caught him with. He's like, hey, and then it shows him holding it, looking at it like for 2 seconds, and then, hey, you're not supposed to eat that. Like, oh my god, you had all that time to.
Twice that happened.
I know.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Like when they were getting him out of the water. And it happened again. It's like, you see him. What are you doing?
I know.
But I guess that's just, habit.
He's never been a parent, so.
Yeah, it's the first time.
He's doing the best he can.
It's his first time.
But that was, it was a strange episode, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talking about being a parent, there at the beginning of the episode with the little creature that had grabbed the jetpack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As Mando's holding, the child, and does the demonstration of, here's what you do to bad people. And they just kind of share this moment like, yeah.
Yeah. Like, hey, it was his choice.
He got off better than I imagined he was going to, honestly.
But I thought I mean, the way those raiders got him off the speeder bike, that was pretty violent. Mm-hmm. And it was like the bike crashes and he flips and the baby rolls. I said, oh no, the baby.
Yeah, the baby.
And he recovered. That was pretty dope. He landed on his feet.
Yeah.
But anyway. Anyways. Any more thoughts to this episode?
Well, let's see here to this episode. Actually, let's see here.
You can hear my son talking or singing. I don't know who he's singing to.
To his the invisible friend
Probably
that you can't see.
that I can't see.
Is it Captain Howdy or is it Toby?
I'm just gonna pray and say that hopefully it's my mom or my stepdad.
Neither.
If
I
it's
don't
a
like those.
Yeah, if it's a complete stranger, then I'm gonna have to put on my brass knuckles from Supernatural.
Well, yeah.
The one that was it Dean has. He doesn't use those anymore. He hasn't used those. Well,
I remember
he hasn't
there
used
was
them all.
ones like that in Constantine too. That's the one he whooped Gavin Rosdale's ass with.
Yep, that one too. I want that one too.
I got to see
So-
him up close up last year.
Sorry, to go back to what you'd asked, Robert. I was going to see what you guys thought of Filoni and his cameos.
With wait, he's about to come back because he was checking up on my son here. What was it? What was the question again, Tim?
Filoni and his cameos.
Who's that?
Dave Filoni?
Dave Filoni and his cameos on The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
What I thought of it?
Yeah, because this was the second time that he's shown up. Okay, so you've just kind of placed yourself in a certain category there.
Is that okay? Well, I mean, yeah. Sorry, I have.
So coming into this, I'm like, okay, are they up to my Star Wars level?
No.
No.
So
You are
they-
beyond like.
Dave Filoni is co-creator of the Clone Wars and creator of the show Rebels.
Okay.
So if George Lucas actually had a Padawan, Dave Filoni is it.
Okay.
He is everything Star Wars now, and how Favreau has come in and worked with him has just been, a godsend with that collaboration.
I have to break down and actually watch this show now.
Yeah, I Tim knows I hadn't watched any of those. So.
You watch wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has time for wrestling, and
Only wrestling.
I'm surprised I have time for Mandalorian.
Yeah. It's okay though.
Well, I guess our crossover there is the last episode with the Gamorrean guards fighting in the ring.
Yeah. That was that was some good stuff. I mean,
What do you think the next episode's going to be about?
I don't know. It's like I just hope they have Gina Carano in it.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully they didn't kick her off.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how much she's gonna be on there.
yeah.
Did you know her dad used to be a Dallas Cowboy quarterback?
Yeah, Glenn Carano. Yeah, he used to back up Danny White.
Yeah.
Number 18.
Mr. Trip over his feet.
Yeah, he was bad. He was pretty bad.
Well, Cowboy.
Really? I thought he led the Cowboys to the Super Bowl.
No.
That one time. Wait. 2 times, right?
The closest they got was 3 times. It was under Danny White. So, anywho,
I think the first season that I actually got interested in football, I was a little bit older, like 12 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the very first season that I watched, and because I remember seeing Dorsett play, and Danny White was the quarterback, and that's when they went to the NFC Championship against the San Francisco 49ers, and that one particular catch that the 49ers made to win the game that they show all the time.
yeah, that's the Dwight Clark. Yeah, that one broke my heart, and it broke my heart because I think Charlie Waters, D.D. Lewis, another Cowboy, I can't think who it was retiring, and their goal was to make it to the Super Bowl before they retired, and they didn't get a chance to. But anyway, that's now I cried on that one.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I don't know. What do you think the next episode of The Mandalorian is going to be? Or you have any ideas? Or
So that's been the really cool thing about how they did the trailer that came out, about a month ago, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
They've only shown that so far 2/3 of that trailer has been just a few minutes out of the first 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So after seeing the egg thing that this frog lady was carrying around,
Mm-hmm.
you see in the trailer her walking along with it. So the next part is they're going to be on a water planet. If you go back and watch the trailer, this is where they see this weird kind of covert looking person, and then they're out on a boat.
That's the Sasha Banks character?
Correct.
Okay.
And then the cool thing is that's all you know. We know that that's going to be where they go.
Right.
And then after that, the cool thing is they didn't show you anything for the next 5 episodes.
Yeah.
That's good.
But that's what they'll be doing is they'll be on this water planet. He'll find out, about these other Mandalorians that her husband saw. And then maybe this other character who is possibly Sabine, who happens to be a Mandalorian.
Right.
So she may be tied into the Mandalorian Underground as well. So it should be very interesting and revealing. And it should really propel the story forward.
One of the best shows, like I said, I haven't seen the Rebel show or I remember we started the Clone Wars. Me and Robert, it was like back in whenever it first started. I think we watched like the first.
I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
Sorry, man, I had to do that.
That's what I said to
Did you?
Carmen. Go to sleep. You can go to sleep warm. You can go to sleep cold.
That's mean.
For a couple hours or for forever.
Oh, man.
But yeah, do you have any advice, Tim, on how to deal with 2 toddlers?
I can barely deal with 1. 2 is just pure insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. The wild one actually went to bed.
Yeah, he's asleep.
Quicker.
He was actually hanging over the bed. I had to adjust him back.
Yeah, he's sleeping long, like the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. The best thing I could tell you is, when you take those moments, like say, and just enjoy, if they're calmed down and, just like want to just sit with you and, and hang out, enjoy that cuddle time.
Oh, yeah. I try to.
Yeah,
especially when they're both sitting next to me and stuff and they're actually calm and they're watching something that they really like and they really enjoy, or they're intrigued with something and they're watching it for the first time, and I'm like, okay, hopefully they'll do it to the whole movie. I enjoy those moments a lot.
Yeah, because
Can they quit talking?
Yeah.
Quit talking. Yeah, because they're not saying anything. They'll say something out loud, like I guess they're thinking out loud, like, what's that? Oh, he fell down. Like, it just...
Or my favorite, oh, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, Ricardo says, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He heard me say that one time.
Basti does every now and then. He was the one that did it the other day when they were watching
He
that
did?
show.
I know he says, damn it.
It was in
Or,
context,
"God damn it."
though. They were watching, what was it, Gravity Falls, and he was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They heard me say it once across like the apartment. I go, fuck, or something. After I said, I hit my toe or something. I don't know what happened.
Well, I mean,
and then what the fuck? And then so Ricardo's like, what the fuck?
and they always use it in proper context.
Yeah.
They don't just
Yeah.
say it for no reason.
Yeah.
I got to say that, they always say it at the right times, but I always tell them, I said, don't say that. That's not a good word.
Yeah, if something falls down or spills, like Ricardo's like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh,
So, yeah, that happened to me once. I think when Seth was a bit younger, maybe like closer to 2, I had him in this. I used to carry him on my back in one of those carriers, and we were about to head out of town, and I was heading to drop him off at his grandmother's house, and I couldn't find something. I was stressing real hard because of time and doing this and that, and then the F word came out. And so I didn't even think about it, but I found my keys, what I was looking for, and I'm heading down the stairs and heading out to the car. And all of a sudden I hear Seth saying it behind me, but saying it wasn't enough. He had to say it exactly how I said it. So he was going through the range of fuck, 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 fuck.
Sounds like a method actor.
And I'm just dying. I can't make a sound because if he knows that I'm laughing at it, he's just going to keep going.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there trying to hold my breath, and I'm laughing so hard.
yeah. Yeah, it was. I think when Robert first heard it, he looked at me and I go, "Oh shit!" He knows it was me. He looked at me like, "Oh, what the hell, dude? Like, what did you do?"
I know. Anytime they say something new, I go, "Where did they get that from?" And I look at you. And I go,
I don't know. Another thing is, Ash can vouch for this, is Ricardo, for some reason, he'll say, "I like your butt." I'm like,
he told me he liked my boobies too.
yeah, and I was like, oh my god.
Well, they do the thing where it's like, I like your hair, I like your eyes,
I think
and
that's
stuff.
where it started.
But now it's like, oh, butts and boobs.
Yeah, because I'll always say, I go, hey, I love your nose, I love your eyes, and then it just progressed to, they thought of other body parts. I like your butt.
Butt is funny.
Yeah, they think butt is funny.
Like when they were in the shower the other day, and I was in my bathroom, I could hear Ricardo, and they're just going butt.
Yeah, they're.
Oh well,
So
that's the worst thing.
goofy
You
kids.
pretty much hit the range, the gambit there. You get the kids that don't know any better to say something rude, and then you get the old man who just doesn't even care anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. I thought that was like a part of Kenny there. I like your butt. I like your butt.
I always say Ricardo is kind of like a little old man sometimes in a toddler's body, just how he says things sometimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just so matter of fact, like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yep. He's very.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I say, hey, stop running. He goes, but I can't. I go, why? Because I have to.
I'm like, okay, all right.
And when he
What
just
I
explain
do.
things too,
Yeah.
he'll just be like his gestures and stuff. It's just like, well, you know.
Yeah. Well, we're at an hour right now, guys.
Already?
Yep.
An hour already?
Time flies.
So
And he's still not asleep?
no, he's not.
Benadryl.
But
Give him a little bit of this bourbon.
Where's your bottle of Jack?
It's right here.
Okay.
Tim, thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate it.
Well, I had a pretty good time. We'll need to do this again, and we'll try and keep it a bit more on target.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's like
that's on us. I mean, we didn't know that we were
That's
having
normal.
that we were going to have the Star Wars God on here.
I know Star Wars Dictionary.
Like for a moment there, I felt like one of my friends who don't watch Star Wars.
I know. I feel like a millennial.
Luke Skywalker.
I know that I'm kind
Wasn't
of
he hanging out
casual,
with
but-
Spock?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a bit of a dork. I don't have anybody else to talk to about this stuff, so it just kind of comes gushing out.
No,
Yeah,
that's fine.
no.
That's fine.
We in the process we're learning it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like a lot of sci-fi, but everything that I like maybe one other person has ever heard of.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, like one of my favorites is like when did that? From the late 90s, probably. It's called Lex.
Yeah.
And I just got back into it like a couple of years ago, and I was like, I love this so much.
It's on YouTube, right?
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, we
And
can.
it's called
Lex, Lexx,
Like Lex Luthor?
I guess.
Yeah,
But like-
that
like-
sounds real familiar. Was there a prominent female character?
Yes.
Okay, it's ringing a bell.
Yeah, Lex and Farscape were my jam when I was like 12.
Tim's gonna say, yeah, I remember this show back in 1986 when
Yeah.
it was autumn. It was around 6 p.m.
Everything's about autumn.
Was it 1986 when Next Gen came out?
Well, most of 86 through 89 was a blackout area. I don't remember too much.
I don't remember it too much either, but because that's when I was born.
Dangerfield.
I remember maybe a little bit in 1989.
Yeah.
That's probably about as far back it'll go.
I was a senior in 89, so.
I was born in 89. In
Yeah.
August.
Yeah. Oh, man. Those were the days.
But,
Those were
yeah, we'll definitely have to talk more Star Wars. That way we can.
And more 1989.
1989.
Yeah.
We can talk about Smallville. I know so much of that, but nobody cares about that.
I need to watch
I just
that.
know that he didn't put on the suit.
Yeah, he didn't put.
He did, but it was far away.
It was far away.
You
I
couldn't
just
see it.
know that Jensen Ackles' character wouldn't fly in modern day like now.
Yeah.
I know that part too. They talked about it when he was on Rosenbaum's.
Tim, Kenny never said when he was going to be available, like to do this show, right? He's never really said, right?
He just said about
For myself, hopefully here pretty soon.
Yeah.
I'm busting my ass to try and get gainful employment, so it all kind of depends on my schedule at that point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're like flexible. We'll work around you.
I'll quit my job. Give me an excuse.
Yeah. I'll quit mine too.
I just got hired with this company, and I really
Fuck
like
it,
that.
yeet.
Okay, all right. I'll
Fuck
quit.
them. Fuck my kids. Fuck my wife.
Yeah.
So,
So we quit our jobs. We just fuck our own person.
all right. Well,
Hey, Ash, let me ask you a quick question.
Okay.
Have you watched any of The Vow?
No,
I watched The Vow.
I have not.
So when you were talking about Smallville, that kind of ties.
Oh, with the Exium.
Yeah, that's why I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Allison Mack, and what the shitty part about it is she recruited Kristen Crook, who played Lana, on there.
Right.
But I think Lana she
bolted.
She bolted. She knew something was wrong. Then she tried to do Tom Welling.
I think and Lauren Vandervoort too.
Yeah, Laura Vandervoort, who played Supergirl on there. And me and my wife are on episode 5 right now, and it's
weird, right?
Ridiculous how this Keith Rainier guy is so.
he's a hypnotist.
He's like a manipulative motherfucker.
I've watched a lot of stuff on like cults and read a lot of stuff because it's just fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've talked about that like with Michelle because I'm about 95% sure that her sister is involved in one, or one that's forming. And like, they find, because her and her husband moved to Montana and they're isolated and he isolates her, and she has mental health issues, and it's like that's how the type of people
Yeah.
that things like that target is people that are
They can be-
are going through a hard time, are down on their luck, or have mental health issues, have been ostracized from their family. They're easy targets because they're like, oh well, here's this family, let's come on in.
That's something that we could
Oh,
eventually talk
oh
about,
God,
because it's an occult. It's a cult. So
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, we're planning on talking about Kill No Kill probably the next episode or something like that. Or
yeah.
we're just going to talk about the ups and downs, the pros and cons of Kill No Kill. So we've never talked about that. So
I
like
think it's really important
yeah,
if you need to kill something or
Bigfoot,
for evidence,
Oh, okay.
Bigfoot,
not just in general,
yeah.
not just
Like, because we
life
can
and
talk about the Punisher,
No.
Dexter.
no.
We're on the shovels. Anyway, Tim, thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. It's always a good time chatting with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime you want to chat, we'll hit record and we'll do it anytime. So we're always trying to find material to talk about.
Yeah. Always.
Like sometimes I kind of lean on Ash a lot. Sometimes I say, hey, come up with a subject. Come up with a subject. We can talk about it.
Yeah.
My back is killing me.
I know. She's like Pedro Pascual.
Yeah. Carrying the whole Star Wars franchise.
So
Let a Hispanic do your work.
Well, that's what it's like. The opposite is happening. I guess I'm like your reparations
yeah.
for Pedro Pascal. I'll take one for. I guess that if I'm doing it for him, I guess I'll do it for him.
That's a good thing.
I can't help it. Every time like I picture him, I just see his head explode.
Yeah.
Oh, from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's still too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like it'll be nothing, and it'll just be like suddenly I'll just be like, bloop, like.
I love it. I love it because like somebody did like a YouTube version of that with like lightsabers. That fighting scene. I love
That's why
it.
he doesn't take his helmet off.
And I love it.
This is why he keeps his helmet on.
It's
Yeah.
holding his head together.
It's holding his head together.
Yeah, because like didn't Peter Dinklage say, "Hey, you're not gonna wear a helmet
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I don't need a
cannot
helmet.
I don't need.
or armor
Always.
or armor?"
Is that foreshadowing? Maybe.
Yeah,
I always have a incredible flashback at that point. Oh, you got me monologuing again.
I can't believe you.
yeah. All right.
So he shouldn't wear a cape
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he looks so good on it
Yeah.
because he can.
Agreed.
Because he can.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
All right, enjoy it, guys. Y'all have a good one.
You too, man.
You too.
Good night.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bigfoot Club. Bigfoot Club.
I must bid you adieu, and so, goodbye, and good night, bang!